Yo, yo, yo!
Hello!
Hello, everybody. Welcome to day 2 of the South Coast GT 2017. We're here in the hall. It's pretty loud where we are. Hopefully you guys can hear us okay. And we've got 200 odd people, less dropouts playing Warhammer. I know that there's been a lot of painting videos that have been out there. You should definitely check those out if you haven't. So Wayne, the hobby. Tell me about the hobby standard this weekend.
It's been amazing. We sort of touched on it before with myself and Russ. We got a real headache picking Best Painted Army. The three of us, so obviously me, Russ and Dan, cannot agree who the top 3 are. Every time we think we've got it, we come back to it and the list is different for different reasons. And we're being super picky about it, and we still can't agree.
No.
It is a tough one. It's going to. There's armies here that won't get trophies that would probably win any other tournament.
Yeah, so we had a discussion. One of the guys who I think is going to probably drop out of the top 3 potentially that we've been picking, and we had to end up going down to the lines of you got gaps and mould lines. Yeah, it might be on a few models, but in the standard we're looking at here, that's too many, isn't it?
Yeah.
I
think we've got 5. We've got 3. We've got first, second, and third, and we probably got it down to 5, maybe 6 armies, and.
We're still arguing about it.
We're still arguing about it. There's not much between it. It's going to be tough.
Yeah. But yeah, great standard. So if you haven't seen the videos, go and check those out. You can also check out the pictures on our Facebook page. So you go to facebook.com/Heelan. No, you could go there, but /South Coast GT, and you'll see them all there in an album. So there you go. You can check out all the other stuff with Heelan on it. It works. So Wayne, have you seen any interesting gameplay so far?
The Skyfires are just everywhere. And the Siege book in general is quite tricksy. As an item we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, the wind sheath charms, a bit of a debate on when you can use it. So
can you use it at any time, or is it in the movement phase? But it does say any time. But maybe it needs an FAQ, maybe not.
Yeah. So we've got that, and then we've got quite a lot of Zinch kicking around, haven't we? And do you think then, or do you think it's because it's particularly powerful, or do you think it's new book syndrome?
I think it's powerful. There's no doubt about it. It's definitely powerful. It does. The army's quick as well. A lot of magic. I think there's no other army. I know Siege is supposed to be magic, but there's no other army that can kick out that many spells.
No.
And if you're playing against another top army, maybe you can. There's a balance there, as such, but you could very easily get mismatches where the Siege army is just going to roll over their opponent, which is a shame. But yeah, it's hard to call. Having said that, table 1. We've got a load of Skyfires playing a Seraphon army. So Lord Croak. Yeah,
just to the left of us, Warhammer TV have got this one live on their stream. So if you've got it, you want twitch.tv/Warhammer, and you can see the crew here. This is always interesting to set up as a whole. But yeah, that looks like a right mashup because of the scenario. But that's 9 summoned Ripperdactyls that are in there fighting against a mix of Bloodletters, Skyfires. This one's not Hol's Disciples, actually. This one's a mixed chaos. It's Stormfiends, Disciples of Zinch, parts like the Skyfires, and then you've got Bloodletter, Sail the Faithless, basically all the best stuff in one list. It's really cool. And Alex here won a couple of recent events with a mixed order list doing a similar thing, picking all the best bits and putting them in, which we haven't seen as much recently, have we? So as much as we thought we would, actually, seeing the Age of Sigmar system turn into more of a tournament game. So,
and we've got Darren on the other side of the table playing Seraphon, and he's doing really, really well considering this is game 5, and he's on table 1. Darren's he's a local player to us, and we don't see him that often, but he always comes to the South Coast GT, and he always does well.
Yeah,
he's a very solid player, and.
And previous
I'd like him to win this game.
Yeah, we cheer him every year.
I want him to do well.
He's a local boy.
Yeah. And he knows what he's doing. He's a sound player.
Quirky list as well, so we don't see hardly any Seraphon at the moment in UK tournaments. I've even stopped playing mine, although that was a little bit forced on me. I wouldn't be playing it if I wanted to be competitive. He's come up with something that he's using. You can see mainly on the board there's Lord Croak on a Balewind Vortex. It's like the big floating frog guy, if you don't know what a Lord Croak looks like, and he is that's a model that a lot of people in match play say is overpointed, but he's using it obviously on table 1, doing really well, so this is cool.
Yeah.
So, and we've got with us here, as if by magic, Superstar Martin, who was on one of the videos. Superstar Martin, who was here on an earlier video, who is what are you, social manager?
Social video manager. Yeah.
Social legend. We'll go with that. Yeah, Martin Moran.
Or a t-shirt.
Yeah, we can do that. So from Games Workshop, who is with all these guys, making sure that we've got live coverage as we've just mentioned. So how's it been going? You've been enjoying yourself?
It's been going great. What an awesome weekend. It's been amazing, hasn't it?
Yeah, we're happy.
Yeah,
we're very happy.
It's just great. I'm so grateful to you guys for having us along and being able to show some awesome Warhammer. And I think that we've been very lucky with the games that we've picked, haven't we?
Yeah.
You were commentating on one. Even we picked one that was a little bit further down, so it wasn't super competitive. And it ended up being an amazing game to watch, didn't it?
That was so. I said, make sure you check this out on twitch.tv/Warhammer. But it was round 4, wasn't it? It was Eldritch Council, which is the mages, elves on dragons, and 60 Lawmaster and 60 Swordmasters, which is a favourite of yours, isn't it?
It's a lovely army.
It's Martin's army being played by somebody else, but it was really cool.
Get his army painted in time, and he asked me could I borrow it, and I was like, yeah, of course you can. Yeah. Anything to let people play Warhammer.
And that was a great one because it was against a list that we thought early on he was going to really struggle against, and he just went full YOLO, no respect. You would have loved it, Wayne, actually. Full aggressive, every charge he could make he made, and just put the pressure on and won. Yeah,
it's great, wasn't it? And what about the end of yesterday? That was probably one of the best games of Age of Sigmar that we've had ever on the live stream. It was so technical, and then to be within 2 wins, Tony Moore being within 2 wins of actually winning that game was unbelievable.
Yeah, it came down to he needed to kill a Skyfire extra to secure.
Skyfire.
Yeah.
Roll 3 ones or 4 ones for Vlad's damage. So it's so close.
It was, and at the end of it, actually, everyone stood up and applauded, didn't they? It was great.
Because it was so tense to watch. It's really funny. I'm sure you're laughing at me as I'm sat over there watching it on a screen.
The commentary went a bit quiet, didn't it? Because me and Rob were both sitting over it intently watching the dice rolls. So there's been a great one. So check it out.
Yeah, you want every game to be like that. You know?
Super exciting. But it seems like it's like that the whole way down the hall. You know, I'm talking to people on table 80, and they're just as excited as people on table 2.
Yeah.
And it's been good. I know you and I chatted about this a bit off camera. So how have you found the hobby spectacle that is the South Coast GT this year?
It's amazing, isn't it? It's the best ever. Everybody has a lovely army, don't they? It must have been really hard for you guys to pick your best painted army, weren't you?
Well, we were just talking about that, and we still haven't made our minds up.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I think that there was 10 armies that could have won best painted army at other events, and you've got what were there, 15 or something like that?
Yeah, we had 15 nominations. Yeah,
it's amazing.
It's been a bit
I don't envy you having to decide.
No, it's been hard.
No, we've still been arguing about it as we're going because we've all got different opinions on what we think counts as best. And I'm glad. We don't do player votes here, and I'm kind of glad to a degree because I think we wouldn't get the result that really. Well, from our opinion at least, it deserves. And I think where we have a lot of people to get through lunch halls and everything else, voting would have been a nightmare.
When you've got 200 people, then I think it's good for you guys who are all expert painters, who've all won an award, to decide which one is the right one. 200 votes a bit, 1, logistically hard to get through, and 2, it probably gets a bit skewed because there's so many groups, aren't there? So you might have 30 guys who came with one guy. You might get 30.
Wayne's been a little bit on the receiving end of that over the years, haven't you? A few times with a certain group or two. There's there you go. When we're talking about fun all over the hall, we just seen a high five and a shout from.
It's a famous Pano, isn't it? He's I hope he took something off of his mighty Lord of Corn.
5
up saves. There you go.
So we were just talking about the best painted armies, 15 armies, but. The standard's amazing, isn't it? The whole way through the hall, the armies are really well painted. We've got lovely terrain everywhere. It's amazing.
Yeah, we've been pleased that there's only what I would say walking around. I don't know. You've probably done the score since now, Wayne, but 8 or 9 sort of more borderline armies. They're legal, and we're happy to have them here. But 3 in the end, was it? Yeah.
But that's amazing.
But they're legal. Yeah, they are on the edge, but they're legal.
But it's not everybody's thing, is it? They paint a lovely army, but. How many is there actually? 196 or something?
Yeah. Now it's probably in the 180 something because we have dropouts.
3 armies that pass your painted score, and everything else is scoring highlight.
That's the thing. Because normally we'd have probably 20% are on the edge, and then kind of the middle ground is okay, and then obviously the top end's really good.
Yeah.
But we haven't literally the middle ground this year is all really good. It's way above normal standard, way above. It's just,
where do you think that comes from, Wayne?
I think we've got a whole new load of players coming into the game. Yeah. I think the attitude to the game is very, very different now, and the stress of the game is gone. And I think that, my personal opinion, that comes down to the movement. Whereas old Warhammer, the movement was quite stressful. You could wheel half an inch too far and lose the game.
Right.
Well, that's been taken away. So even when you watch games on the top tables, guys are having fun.
Yeah, for sure.
What about the hobby aspect, though? What do you think's made the standard better?
I think list building, I said this before, because people said to me, you said the hobby's dead. I don't think the hobby's dead as a painting, building, all that kind of stuff. I think the hobby's different in the sense of list building.
Right.
Because if you can take a better list, why wouldn't you?
Right.
But painting-wise, there's freedom. That's the big difference now. That you've got, as long as you're on that base size and you want to be as creative as you can, you go for it. Yeah. And people have. I mean, and also with the terrain. So, whereas now the terrain are part of the game in the sense that it doesn't stop you moving, whereas before it would stop blocks and stuff like that. It enhances the game. So now everyone's taking a different attitude to terrain, where they're kind of going, do you know what? I'm going to build this massive tower. I'm going to do this really immense wildwood. I'm going to do, because it doesn't stop them playing. Yeah. So,
I mean, we'll have a walk around in a minute, and you'll be able to see. But and Martin and I were talking about this off air. But the quality of effort that people have put into the terrain here is by far the best I've ever seen at a tournament anywhere, and especially the South Coast. So because I think we had in 7th and 8th where terrain could get in the way. People just didn't put the effort in. But now, I mean, you can see in the table in front of us. You've got.
People are making full sets, aren't they? To match their army.
Yeah.
I think Ben Johnson has a lot to answer for that, doesn't he? Yeah. He set a really great standard of painting an army and making a bunch of terrain to match. And so he's turning up to the table, and it all looks the same, and it's so good.
And you want to play on it; it just enhances the game.
Yeah, for sure.
The whole feeling of the game is just so much better.
Now, we get a lot of feedback as well from old people around the community about how much easier the videos on Warhammer TV make everything for people to paint. The instructionals that Duncan does, they're just amazing, aren't they? Yeah. Because you can get them painted to that standard just by following the steps. There's nothing that's rocket science, is there?
No, I mean, Duncan's great at what he does, isn't he?
For sure.
He makes everything very simple. I had a go at Duncan once because I'd painted, something like 100 clan rats, and I watched his video on painting clan rats, and took half the time, and they looked better. Yeah,
he does it though.
Yeah.
So, but you know what? So something I've discovered, because I've been doing this job about a month, and he puts a lot of effort in. Before he even starts filming, he will spend the time working out what the best way to do it is, what the subtle things are, what the right order is, so that whenever they put it on front of the camera, it's the best way for people to learn.
They're amazing. I mean, I'd recommend anyone to, if they're painting an army, just watch those videos. Duncan Rhodes, he's the man. And as nice you think he is in the videos, he's actually nice in real life.
He is nicer in real life, isn't he? He's an amazing guy.
Yeah, I mean, why wouldn't you? Because they even if you are into painting, if you're painting armies, you can take it the next stage up later on if you want to. So you can just follow the steps, and if you want to go with extra highlights, you can build on it. Yeah. So it's something there for everyone. Yeah.
I think we need to give one shout out to Roger, who's the guy behind the camera. He makes it all work, and it's a running joke now in our office that he's the guy that makes Duncan look good, and Duncan gets all the credit. So
there's some truth to that. Roger, nice one. Yeah. I remember meeting him actually at Warhammer Fest last year, and they'll be like, "Oh, you deal with these guys?" Yeah, he's like, "It's me." And he didn't quite say that, but he's got a very important job behind the camera. A bit like Matthew's here filming us at the moment, actually. So you just don't see these people that are here making it work. So one thing I did want to talk to you about, I don't know if you've seen much of this. So we talked a lot about the competitive gaming, didn't we? And what people are doing in the top tables, rough where we are here and here. But there's also I don't want to say fan fiction, but it's like a community.
A little sub game, isn't there?
Yeah, sub game going on where there's a little checklist going on and people can score points, sort of self-assessed, and of narrative stuff. So there's people playing for that, isn't there? Yeah, literally playing.
That's what Ben Johnson's doing. Yeah. That's at least what he's saying when we're slagging him off for being near the bottom tables. But he's trying to kill as much stuff as he can with his multiple bloodthirsters and see how many times he can fight around a combat in a turn. Yeah.
And I've seen him walking around with a beer in front of us, so I have a feeling that he's probably got another loss pretty quick. So we're only not an hour in yet.
Korn is a winner in that game, isn't he?
Only. So amazing. And it's been odd because obviously he is probably. I don't think there's anybody who's been over the years as successful consistently as he is as a tournament player. So to see him, I know the girls were checking his admin scores earlier because they're like, "Has he really lost all his games?" I was like, "Yeah, he's got a stupid list." We're explaining it to non-Warhammer people why that makes a difference, but it's
just doing it for fun, isn't he? And it's something amazing about this event where you can come along just to play 6 games.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, I don't care about winning, I'm just here to play 6 games, and you can be certain, that's the thing I love about it, you can be certain you're going to play 6 lovely people.
Yes, we spoke to some Swedish guys last night on the podcast, and they were saying a similar thing, that they felt that they'd found their level after a couple of games, and playing other people that, yes, whilst it's a challenge, they're not being blown away by difference in army build and or like guys that are playing up here that are super sharp, play tournaments all the time. So
they noticed a difference in the attitude to it as well. They were saying that the sportsmanship level here is just far better. You know, the whole kind of interaction between the players is better.
It's just a great scene. I think it's the best time ever to be in the Warhammer player scene, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Aided by Games Workshop, and we're not just saying that because you lot are here. It's it really has been a turnaround, so we've been pleased. But yes, it's going to be great. So I think we'll let you guys have a look at some of the action on the table, and then when we come back, we'll just have a quick few words on how some of these top tables are getting on. So Martin, thanks again for joining us. That's been awesome.
See you guys.
See you guys.